Hi everybody. I had done an art piece and I got a few reactions, and I want to thank everyone for taking a moment to like and be complimentary of this piece. I got some questions from a few of you, and I wanted to just show you pretty quickly and make a short video on how I made it. I've done this piece and I've done a few pieces. Some have turned out, some have not. I'll be honest. I've done this one too. And I want to show you how easy it is. So, I got all kinds of questions. And I want to introduce you to the material that you would use if you wanted to make a canvas or any other thing. It's mulberry. Oh, I've got it upside down. It's mulberry paper. I didn't make the circles. Someone else did, though. This is handmade mulberry paper, and a lot of times it's made in Thailand, maybe Malaysia, but you know, there's lots of US sellers. And what I did is I took, let's see, how big is this piece of paper? I'll give you links to where to buy it. The seller that I used was overseas, but I think there are some US companies, so we'll just have to look. So this is 12. 12 and 9 is 12 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. Is that right? I'm an artist. I don't do math. I barely keep a checkbook. So that's 12, 24, 29. So that's roughly in inches what the size is. Don't ask me centimeters. It will probably be in centimeters when you go to buy it. Now, I'll link the seller that I purchased this from, but like I said, you might find other sellers who are in the US and you won't have to pay so much shipping. Shipping was kind of steep. So I would suggest that if you feel like you have a really good interest, that if you buy some mulberry paper from them, get several kinds. They've got all kinds of designs. Here's one too that I got. I want to show you. They are just luscious, and they are so fun and easy. You can make all kinds of different art pieces, and you don't have to put it on canvas. You can put it on watercolor paper and make cards or whatever. All right, I'll show you really quickly how I did it. Also, one more thing. You can tear these off. Now, when it comes to joining circles, you might have to be careful and tear it or use some scissors, but you can tear these off and use them in much smaller projects. So there's that convenience too. All right, let me get set up, because the materials I'm going to use are not only the paper, but I'm going to be using some inks, some highly pigmented inks. I'll go over a few of the kinds I've used. And you can tell they're used. This one's Liquitex acrylic ink, and this one is Turquoise. I used that in the piece with the little pebbles, and I think I used this. I think this is Artist Loft from Michaels. I can't tell anymore. It's Artist Loft from Michaels, and it's ultramarine blue. I think I used that one, or either Artist Loft Navy Blue. But this is acrylic ink. I'm sorry, watercolor ink. Pardon me. Either one, you can use acrylic ink, watercolor ink, it doesn't matter. Here are some aqua inks that I've used in the second piece I showed you, and this is watercolor inks. The goal, and here's one more, let's get a pretty color. Golden high flow acrylics are really good to use with this too. This one's Quinacridone red. I think I used that in the second piece. But just get if you don't have any, choose about 3 colors that you think will work and blend together nicely so that it doesn't make brown or some ugly color. If you don't know, there's lots of suggestions on which colors work best with each other online. So, since these inks are very staining, I'm going to cover my table with a couple of big absorbent pads. And to be honest, these are puppy training pads. They probably make some stuff that you're supposed to use, but I don't know what that is. But I needed to show you that because, you know, the paper's white and this is white. So what I'm going to do, though, is, well, let me grab some stuff and I'll be right back. I want to show you one more thing about, all right, let me get this out of the way, about tearing it. As this is handmade paper, I'm not sure how they do it, but these circles are each individually made, so when you're tearing it, if they're not too separated or if they're not too joined together, you can tear it and you can cut it, but it makes such a straight, harsh line unless I find that tearing it is a much more organic look, and it doesn't look like I cut it. So I like to tear it if I can. And it's really easy to tear in between these circles, and I'm going to tear off these first 4 because I'm going to do like a really small project, and just to show you how I do it. So your paper, your canvas, or whatever you're going to put this on, you are going to need one more thing that I don't have in this room. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, I grabbed what I needed. What you're gonna need is some crafty, good old Mod Podge. This is matte. I don't know that it matters too much. There are some tips that I'll go over as I'm putting it on the canvas. And you will want some water. You might use it in a spray bottle. You might use it in like a squirt bottle or like a jar of water and a paintbrush. You're just going to need some water to make the colors move. And I'm going to pick out, I'm just going to pick out one color because this is just for demonstration purposes. And I always like turquoise, so we're gonna do turquoise. All right. Gloves. I forgot gloves. You will definitely want some gloves. I always forget the gloves, and then I can't make videos for a day or so because I've got stains on my hands. Not that I make that many videos, but I want to try to, and I do try to practice. Okay, so supplies list: Mod Podge, your paper, your whatever you're going to put it on. Use cardboard, it doesn't matter. People will not know. Your inks, I would suggest not using any more than 3 colors, unless you're just going to make each circle a different color. That's what I did. It's just a way to prevent muddiness, that's all. And you're going to use some way to apply water. So first what I'm going to do though, I'm going to take an old brush and my Mod Podge and do some good old decoupaging. I want to see where I want it. Now there's a back and a front. This was rolled this way, and I don't know that yours will come this way, but the more textured side is the top. And when you Mod Podge, you're going to Mod Podge your surface, not the paper. And I don't know if you're familiar with decoupaging, but a lot of people come back and then they'll put a layer on top. Don't do that if you can. You know, if you have to touch up a little area now and then, that's fine. But if you decoupage and put Mod Podge on the top of your paper, you might essentially seal it, and then it won't be absorbent like you want it to be. And the whole purpose of this is that it be absorbent. Now, I'm putting enough on here so that it sticks, but I'm not going to try to overdo it. And I'm going to wipe off some excess, but I'm going to cover it real good. I'm going to get it down into those little areas of the canvas. But then I'm not going to put any more. And then know where you're going to put your, know where you're going to place it, right? But then I'm going to just lay it on there and just press. Now if you want to take a soft brush and just a dry brush, a dry soft brush, just a paintbrush, and lightly just act like you're painting, act like you're putting that second layer on there, but there's no Mod Podge on this brush right here. You're just finding a nice way to seal it onto the canvas. The fun is about to begin, but we have to let this dry. So once it does, I'll come back, and when I come back, we'll finish, and then we'll have a lot of fun. For you, it'll be a second. For me, it'll be probably like an hour or something. Okay, all right, I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. This is dried, and I'm going to tear the excess off. I am going to cut that circle, but just for ease and so that I don't, I'm going to just cut it off. You could actually leave it organic like this. I should have done that, but then I've got this. Anyway, this is for demonstration purposes, so I guess I'll just cut off the. I start thinking of artistic things, and then I just get distracted, so please forgive me. I'm just thinking, oh, you know, that's pretty. I should leave it that way, or I should go in this direction, and then the video gets changed. All right. And this paper is it's soft, but it's durable. And it's very absorbent, a little bit like cotton. Maybe it's made, no, it's not made of cotton. Duh, it's made of mulberry paper. Mulberry paper is made from the bark of a mulberry tree. Okay. All right, gloves. Gloves. But it's not really made here in the U.S., I don't think that much. I mean, I don't know, but it's so much more popular in Thailand and probably other countries too. But I don't know why it's not more popular here. I think it's fantastic. It's a fantastic art medium. And they make other stuff out of mulberry paper too. I'm going to turn the canvas this way, and I'm going to use more colors because I think it just would make the video more interesting. Turquoise and I don't know. I'm going to chance it. I'm going to chance it by using this Dylusions spray. Oh, fingers crossed. I don't know. But it's very pigmented and it's very liquidy. So, but if you use a spray, spray is going to go everywhere. And that's why I kind of like this. So shake up your colors. And then be sure to put the lid back on. So what I'm going to do is, and then I've got a secret at the end too, so stick around. We're not done, okay? I'm going to bring you in a little closer just so you can see how beautiful this is. And I'll just start here, it doesn't matter where. And I'm going to put that color there. Then the magic happens when you add the water and allow that color to run. Now, you know, you might want to just color the outside circle, but see all those inside circles? All right, I'm going to turn, I'm going to make this small art piece and we'll just see. And it will continue, you don't have to put a whole lot of water, but it will continue to run and be absorbed. Now, I can see right here, I don't have a whole lot, so I'm just going to kind of cheat a little bit and put some right there. But then I'm going to come back in with this. Let's see what this does. What color is that? It might be too similar, I'm not sure. But we'll see. See how dark this is. Whoa. Same thing. I want this color to run into this color, so I'm going to spray it maybe. Oh. Well, maybe I'll. And just play with these colors. You can wet the canvas first and then put the ink on. In fact, I think that's actually pretty effective. Be careful with the water. You can, put too much. And if you use too much, you run the risk of having the paper come up. Now, if there's some you don't really want, if you want to preserve some white, you can just tap it up. I'm really wanting another color. But I'm afraid if I do, let's see, how about this Quinacridone Magenta? But first, I'm going to put the lid back on. Okay. All right, shake up. I'm just going to do a little bit here and there. And turquoise and magenta, or magenta is essentially like blue and pink or red. So it's probably going to make a purple-like color. Oh, it did. if you want to wipe up some water, do it very quickly because, you know, it does absorb. And I think what I'll do is prop that up. You can use as much as or as little as you want. Oh. Now, wet it, and then just remember that it will continue to slowly be absorbed by the paper. It's not instant, you know, and I can't snap my fingers, but it's not instant, but that's kind of why I like to use the needle nose bottle. That makes it more instant. Hurry up. Oh, look at that purple. Oh. All right, I'm going to back you up a little bit because, well, that is how you do it. That's how I did it, and that's, you do it the way you want to. That didn't come out right, but you do it the way you want to. But this is kind of the way I made that piece that I showed you earlier, and these are generally the colors that I use, I think. I like just to see what a little bit of color would do. Okay. All right, see, that made a really dark purple. I hope you can see. In real life, these colors are so vibrant. I don't know if you can really see the way I do. But anyway, if you need to, you know, touch up a little, some of those smaller veins in there, put a little color on and then put some water on it. And that way it looks a little bit more organic. All right. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back in with some metallics and some touching up, and then we'll be done. It's that easy, and it's just so fun. Oh, I don't like that much. I'll lose my white if I do that. Okay, so just play. Enjoy the paper. It's going to be gorgeous, especially when I add the metallics. It's just going to be lovely, just lovely. It reminds me a little bit of tie-dye, and I'm really done. I'm just playing, All right, I'll be back with metallics, and then we'll be done. Okay. It's not exactly fully dry, but for the sake of my schedule and the video, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I think it'll be absolutely fine. When I say add metallics, I just mean, well, anything metallic that you've got. I've got some metallic watercolors. These are not expensive. I think they came from Temu. But they're working. I've got a brush. Any brush you want to use is fine. I've got a jar of water. I've got some gold Kuretake calligraphy ink. This stuff is fantastic. I don't know if I want to go gold here. So that's why I got the metallic watercolors, but anything you want to use metallic is absolutely fine. Let's see. I can go this way. And I found that, you know, if you're using watercolors especially, you really want to, you might have to go over it a few times. Let's see what gold looks like. Let's see what green gold looks like. Ah, no, I don't like that. How about this green? Not really sure what direction to go. And I've just randomly put some metallics on there. You know, with watercolors, you might have to spend a little time putting enough on, but isn't that fun though? I mean, I don't care. You can put it in the middle if you want. Let's see. How about some blue? Let's take this blue. This is pretty metallic. And when it dries, maybe you want to go over it again with more metallic, or if you use calligraphy ink, you won't have to go over it but one time. Just use this sparingly because it will overtake the colors. But I find that these watercolors, I can test it out to see if I like it, and then if I don't like it, usually I can absorb it again or take it up. Like, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. So, all right. If you work quickly, you can. How about this pink? This has got to work. And just highlight wherever you want the metallic to be. And basically that's it. Let it dry, and then if you want to put stones or pebbles or anything else you want on it, you know, go for it and just have fun. Like I said, I will put a link in the I'll put a link in the description, and make sure you've got all the information. But you know, if you find a US seller, maybe you'll get quicker delivery. I had to wait about a week or so, something like that. I'm not even thinking about where I'm putting this. I'm just playing. I'm not being too precise or anything. I'm just highlighting different parts and different colors. I'm a little bit short on metallic colors for this specific piece, but I wish I had some metallic purple. That would be great. Anyway, that's it. It was very fun. I will let you go. And I would love if you would send me a picture of whatever art you made. Doesn't even have to be with this paper. I mean, whatever you make. I would love to see what your style is. So send me a photo. Send me a message. Thank you. And I appreciate your time.